John Stewart. I'm in the Professional and Technical Communications program, visiting instructor, and we're in the College of Arts and Sciences. Well, I started my career in 1990, so I went directly from my bachelor's program into the field, and I worked for 18 years as a professional, lots of different corporations. And then I got inspired to go back to school and get my graduate degree, and I wanted to teach technical and professional communications, so here I am. Well, a lot of my research kind of focuses on tools use in the classroom, and for example, recently I implemented an XML authoring project in one of my courses. We built a virtual lab here at the school and had the students author in XML, and it actually worked out really well. So that's, I'm really interested in tools use and using that as a way to teach skills. I based this XML project directly on a project that I worked on as a technical writing contractor a couple of years back. And the students, not only my assessment of their work showed that they did a really good job in understanding the project requirements and being able to plug it into the real world and use it out there in the field, but the student commentary was very positive. Everybody felt across the board that it was very valuable and practical. Camtasia is one thing that I believe we are going to be able to get that in the lab and have the students, well, I'm keeping my fingers crossed, but we're going to have our students work with that to create videos and screencasts, and it would be to teach people how to use software. So it's basically, that's the focus. And I'll keep working with XML, and we're also using InDesign in my visual design course. So there's a lot of software flying around right now. I'm always looking to add something new. Yeah, IPCC is a really unique conference because it's a meeting of professionals and academics, which is kind of unusual in itself. And a lot of what I heard was just confirmation that what we're doing here overall across the whole program in PTC, and specifically what I'm doing in my courses, is right on target. It fits right in with industry best practices. It meshes with both academic research and industry practices. And especially in terms of tool use, over and over again at all different types of sessions, and I went to a lot of sessions, I heard people saying that learning is skill specific, learning is based on learning to use tools, and so I think this tools approach is very valuable for the students. Well, it was really important to go to a conference like that, in other words, one that incorporates both academic and industry practice, because for one thing, my whole background is like that. I mean, I came from industry and then went into academics, so I see the two fitting together really well. It doesn't always happen, unfortunately, in real life as much as we'd like, but I'm starting to see it go in that direction. And this conference is the sort of place where people do get together from both sides and exchange ideas, so that's a good thing to see that happening. I got to say that two themes kind of really stood out that were almost at opposite ends of the spectrum. There was, on the one hand, almost everybody was talking about tools use and tools being important for students to learn and being skill specific and all that stuff, and using them as a way to ground theory and history in practical applications, which is what I try to do in my courses. And on the other hand, there was a lot of talk about narrative, like almost everybody talked about, which is something people don't always think of in terms of professional and technical writing, is telling a story and using that as a way to engage people with what you're doing instead of just presenting like, you know, it's A, B, C. And that was another theme that I heard from a lot of different people. So using tools, writing narratives, using tools to write narratives. So we're trying to fit it all together. And that's what I do, like every day in my courses. I try to think of new ways to put those things together. Well, this is a great opportunity for me because it's one of the very few four-year professional and technical communications programs in the country. And I came from a little bit different background academically, and I can say for sure that this ability to focus just on one field is very valuable for the students because they can concentrate on exactly what they want to do, and it allows people to take courses from IT, from business, And for myself, it just makes a lot of sense. I mean, that was one of the main things that attracted me here. Well, right now I'm teaching a visual design course where we're incorporating not only probably more theory and that sort of thing than the students even want to read, like Gestalt and semiotics and that sort of exotic thing, but also bringing it down to earth and having them use tools like InDesign to create their own visual communications and learn to do multi-channel publishing to the web and that sort of thing. I think the students are enjoying it. It's a challenge for them, I can see that, but they are working through it, and I think they get a lot out of it. Likewise with the XML project, I'll be doing that again in the spring. And once again, you know, we'll be doing XML multi-channel publishing with Oxygen, and the students, they enjoyed it last time, and I think, you know, we'll make a few more refinements this time and make it even better.